Hello guys, I'm just doing a checkup for audio and video. So give me a moment guys. Good evening guys. Yes, it's functioning perfectly. Okay. So hello, good evening Adya and SYM24, and I welcome all of you in Let's Crack JEE in English Parabola Part 1. Okay. Okay, thank you Adya, thanks for confirming. Okay, let's move ahead. So today we'll be covering equation of the parabola and its different forms. We'll also be talking about terminology which is being used in parabola, and we'll also be talking about tangents equation for parabola. Okay, but before that, whosoever is joining me the very first time, this is a small introduction. Hi, I'm Nishant Khanduja. I graduated and post-graduated from IIT Bombay. My rank in IIT was 1256, in AIEEE it was 363, and in Rajasthan pre-engineering test it was All India rank 4. Hi Ekta, good evening. We saw you after a few days. But it's okay, I hope you be regular. And it has been almost 8 years I have been teaching for IIT JEE, but I was never associated with any coaching institute. I always taught individual students. So in that case, I designed the strategy for them to clear out the exam. So for clearing the exam, and it was never based on how institutes teach for these examinations. So my teaching is absolutely different, the way coaching institutes ask people to prepare for it. So that's the main reason. So I joined Unacademy, and I thought that I would be sharing my experience, I would be sharing my knowledge, my education, whatever I have gained from my teachers, from my own experience. I'll be sharing everything with people, those who couldn't go to coaching institute but still they want to clear toughest exams like IIT. Okay, so right now this Unacademy is running India's largest campaign, that is a Crack IIT JEE, and I am associated with that. And in that, what you need to do, so I'm doing my bit by teaching you guys, and what you need to do is you just need to install Unacademy learning app, and on that you find two sort of packages. One is a plus subscription, another one is your iconic subscription. And this plus subscription, the very first thing is you get to study from India's top educators. Yes, let's say if you came to know that yes, there is a really good teacher for biology, or maybe let's say chemistry in Kota, and you want to study from him, you don't need to go to Kota. You just be there at your home and use Unacademy application and study from him. You can attend his live classes. You can just listen to his recorded lectures which are there on your application. And this application, in this plus subscription, you are enabled to watch the recorded videos by every single teacher. You can just study topic wise also. You also get structured courses. So in this application, you have got all the good questions from all the good books. You do not need to just keep solving the repetitive questions from different books. You also got a chance to attend or appear for live tests and quizzes. There you have daily live classes. Those daily live classes are absolutely different. They are not like YouTube live classes. You get to have a very good experience, very good interaction with the educator. You can ask your questions, doubts. You have a live chat box also. So it gives you entirely different experience what a YouTube live video can't give you. In iconic subscription, you get personal coach, test analysis report, and study planner. There are people, those who are preparing for 11 12, they don't have enough time. For them, we got a study planner which can just customize the foundation course in such a manner that he can just move hand in hand and he can appear for the examination also. And you also get personal coach, so this personal mentor will help you out to strategize how to give the examination, how to write the examination. All these things will be answered or will be taken care by personal mentor. And apart from these three benefits, you also get all the benefits, those are there in plus subscription. Now what you need to do is, you need to either buy plus subscription or Iconic subscription based on your own need. You know what sort of a person you are, you can just go ahead with the package. Now let's talk about when you go for these subscription packages. You see 6, 12 and 24 months packages. I would suggest, if you are a 11th class student, then go for 2 years package. The reason being is because it's 2 years preparation, so you would not like to discontinue the preparation in between. You want to prepare till the examination happens, so go for this 2 year. And apart from that, the second benefit is it is very cost effective. Look at the price, it is 2,333 rupees per month, which somehow turns out to be what, 78 rupees per day. If you just look at per subject wise, it is 26 rupees per subject per day. And still you can, if let's say you apply my code NK001, you would get 10% extra off. Sorry guys, I guess there is some issue with my pointer. Let me just fix that. Wait a minute guys. Okay, so you can just apply my code NK001, and after that this price would decrease also, and you would get 10% off. The final amount what you need to pay is 50,400 rupees. Whereas people, those who are in 12th standard or they are dropper, they have to pay 38,500 rupees, and if they apply my code, they'll get 10% off, and the price would become what, 34,650 rupees. Okay. Whereas for Iconic subscription, the 2 years subscription costs you guys 86,000. After applying my code, it becomes 77,400 rupees. Whereas for 1 year subscription, it costs you 50,400 rupees after applying my code NK001. So this is what you need to do, and let's start our today's session on Parabola. But before that, I request you guys, and as we always do, our meditation session for 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so let's close your eyes. So whosoever is new, I'm just telling you guys, what you need to do is you just need to follow my instructions. That's it. Okay, close your eyes. Okay, now breathe in. Just focus on your breath. That's it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just focus on your breath. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Now when I say 1, you breathe in, you inhale, and when I say 2, 3, 4, so I want all of you to gradually exhale. Just control your breath. That's it. Okay. 1, 2, your breath. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Hold your breath. 2, 3, 4. Now when I say 1 2 3, I want all of you to just inhale, and when I say 4, exhale. Okay, 1 2 3, hold your breath, 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3, hold your breath, 4. Okay, now just inhale and start chanting Om. Now just rub your palms and gently massage your face and open your eyes. So how are you feeling, guys? SYM24 and Adya, hope you guys are feeling concentrated, relaxed and ready to learn. Okay, so just keep this in mind, we are here to learn. Let's not worry about how many questions we solve correctly. Okay, let's not worry about that. Let's sit here to learn. Okay, so let's study this conic section. What is this conic section is? So what happens, let's say if we make a cone like this, and let's say this is the angle alpha with the perpendicular axis. Okay, now let's say I have got a plane. Now that plane is cutting the parabola. Now that plane is cutting this conic section. Now this plane can cut this conic section, this cone in different angles. Whenever it cuts with different angles, whatever contour, I call it contour, whatever contour we see, based on that contour we name that particular conic section. So let's study how many conic sections are possible. So let's say if this plane is perpendicular to this axis, this blue axis, then as you can see, the contour I'll get, that will be what? That will look like a circle. Okay, now if let's say I try to increase, now let's say this, now if I try to just slant a bit, and if I try to slant a bit, and but I'm not reducing the angle between this perpendicular and this plane, I'm not reducing that angle to lesser than alpha. So let's say I reduce it to, I'll use different colors so that you'll be able to imagine it properly. Let's say now this is my alpha. Now if let's say I make a plane like this, now as you see the contour would look like this. And this would be called what? An ellipse. Now just imagine if this plane, again I'll use different color for different planes. different for different conic section. Now just imagine I have got a plane, and that plane is parallel to this alpha, or you can say parallel to this line, and that is making the same angle what this alpha is. So let's say if I have this sort of plane, I will draw it, let's say here. Now the contour, or now the sort of conic section I'll get, that would look like this, and this conic section will be called parabola. Clear? Now just imagine, now if I cut this cone using a plane which is parallel to this axis, like this, what I mean to say is like this, it is cutting like this, and this going down, and here also like this. So I'll get this sort of contour, and this contour will be called hyperbola. I hope all these 4 conic sections are clear with you guys. If you have any doubt how do we get them, you can just ask the question. I'll make you guys understand once again. SYM24 Adya, if you guys have any doubt, you can just ask me, you can leave a comment. Okay, let's move ahead. So these are called 4 conic sections. So I'll just name them once again. So you have got a circle when your this is perpendicular, this axis, your blue axis is perpendicular, or I can say my plane was perpendicular to the axis when plane was parallel, when plane was making alpha angle with the axis. Okay, when parallel to the axis, plane was parallel to the axis, then I was what? Then I was having this hyperbola. And when this was between, let's say, more than alpha, but less than 90, then we had ellipse. Okay, clear? Okay, so let's move ahead. Now let's talk about what is this eccentricity. So this eccentricity is basically, so there is a line, so this is for any locus. So we are talking about these conic sections, let's say circle, ellipse, your parabola, hyperbola. We are talking about, let's say, for these 4 curves. So this eccentricity is basically, it is the ratio. What? It is the ratio of distance from a given point to distance from a line, from a given line, let's say. So it's the ratio of distance from a given point to distance from a given line. So what I mean to say is, let's say there is a general point h comma k, and there is a given point, let's say somewhere here, and this is a given line. So this eccentricity will be what? Ratio, let's say if I call it, let's say L1, and I call it, let's say L2. This eccentricity is what? L1 by L2. Clear? Did you understand the definition? Okay, now let's talk about the values of this eccentricity. So for parabola, it turns out to be 1, whereas for ellipse, it is lesser than 1. This turns out to be 1 or more than 1 for hyperbola. For circle, it is 0. Okay. I hope this is clear with you guys. Okay, so let's move ahead and we'll be discussing other things now. Locus of a parabola. So how can we find this locus of a parabola? Very easy. See, we just defined the eccentricity. What is the eccentricity? It is basically what it says. It is eccentricity was what? 1. So that means distance from a point. So if I talk about the constant, what is the constant? Constant here is distance from a given point is equal to what? Distance from a line, from a given line. Okay, now let's say this is the general equation of a given line, and let's say you have been given a point, let's say the coordinate for that point is, let's say, alpha comma beta, and we have to find the locus of a point. This point is equidistant from a point as well as from this line. So if I just write down the constraint in terms of h comma k, this will be what? Root of h minus alpha square plus k minus beta square. This will be equal to what? This will be equal to mod of ha plus kb plus c upon root of a square plus b square. Okay, so now if you, let's say, square both the sides, what do you get? You get what? H minus alpha square plus k minus beta square into a square plus b square is equal to ha plus kb plus c whole square. Clear? Okay. Hi IIT aspirants, sir. I'm in class 12th right now with lots of backlogs and aspiring for JEE 2021. Okay, please suggest. I want to get 99.5 plus percentile. Okay, IIT aspirant, then do one thing. Just don't roam around here and there. Just sit and study. Only study can make you get this percentile, nothing else. I don't have any formula which I'll just give you and you'll get the result. Sorry yaar. But you can just sit with us and study. Okay, let's start. So this is the general equation of parabola. You can just use it anywhere. I hope you got it, guys. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now let's talk about the terms, what the terms we use here. Now what is called axis here? So let's say I draw a parabola like this. Okay, now I'll talk about the shape of parabola also. So parabola looks like this. So exactly in between we have one axis. So this thing is called axis. Now the line from where we were calculating the point's distance. So this line is called directrix. So for an example, if let's say I go to this curve, so in this question, this line will be called directrix, and this point from where, the given point from where you were calculating the distance, this is called focus of the parabola. Okay, and this point where this parabola starts, from where this parabola starts, this point is called the vertex. Okay, So vertex, directrix, focus we spoke about. We also spoke about axis also. But just wait for this focal chord, double ordinate, lattice rectum. We'll be talking about them also. Just give me a moment. Once we'll find out the standard equation of a parabola. Now, apart from whatever we just derived, that was the locus of parabola for any curve, for any standard parabola, for any general parabola. But generally, the kind of question we solve, that is there in our syllabus, we generally deal with standard equation of parabola. Now, what is that standard equation of parabola? So, in this case, they give you one line, that is your directrix, the given line. This is your line, x is equal to minus of a. And this is your origin, 0, 0. And this is what? Minus a, 0. And they give you focus a, 0. So this is your given point and this is your given line. Now we have to find the equation of, or we have to find the locus of point which is equidistant from this point, this given point a, 0, and from this line, x plus a is equal to 0. Clear? So let's form the equation. So h minus a whole square plus k square root, this is equal to mod of h plus a upon root 1. Okay. Now let's say I square both the sides. So what do I get? H square plus a square minus twice of ha plus k square is equal to h square plus a square plus 2ah. H square will cancel out, a square will cancel out. So what do I have left with? I'm left with k square is equal to 4 times ah. So this is what? Y square will be equal to 4ax. So this is called your general, or sorry, this is called your standard equation of parabola, which we study. Now, if I try to draw this, I'll just use different color. Okay, when I try to draw this, you get this sort of curve. Okay, so again, this is your x-axis is here. What? Your x-axis is your axis of the parabola. This origin, because from origin it is starting, so this point will be called your vertex. A, 0 here is what? Your focus. This is your directrix. Clear? Now let's talk about other terms also. What did we have? Focal chord. Now what is this focal chord? Chord is basically any straight line which is joining any 2 points of this parabola. Now this focal chord is basically a chord which is passing from the focus point. That's it. So this will be called what? Focal chord. Clear? Double ordinate. Now what is this double ordinate? Double ordinate is basically something which is perpendicular to the axis, and when it meets both, so perpendicular to the axis, this is called your double ordinate. And remember this, the length of double ordinate is from here to here. So let's say if at this point, this is my, let's say, given x dash, so whatever y dash I'll get here, my double ordinate will be what? Twice of y dash, the length of double ordinate. Clear? So this is x dash, y dash, and this is my x dash 0 point. So at x dash I get, let's say, y dash. So this will be my double ordinate's length. Now what is left? Lattice rectum. So lattice rectum is basically one sort of double ordinate, basically perpendicular to the axis but passing from the focus. So when it passes from the focus, this is called lattice rectum. Now what is the length of this lattice rectum? So now at a, when x is a, what do I have? My y becomes 2a, and here a minus 2a. So length of lattice rectum is what? This is 4a. Clear? I hope every term, every definition is clear with you guys. What is vertex, what is a directrix, what is latus rectum, what is focal chord, everything. Okay, so let's move ahead. Other standard parabolas and parametric form. Okay, so let's talk about, see, right now we just saw this sort of parabola. Y square is equal to 4ax, where parabola was opening its mouth towards positive x-axis. Now just imagine you get parabola y square is equal to minus of 4ax. How will you draw it? It's very easy. See, when you have positive x-axis, you will have y square is equal to negative number. Now any square, any number square can give you negative number. Not possible. So that means for positive x-axis, you will not be seeing any sort of curve. But when you put x lesser than 0, when x is negative, eventually this your right hand term becomes positive. When it becomes positive, what do you see? You see that this sort of curve you get. So this is what? This is your y square is equal to minus of 4ax. So this is your parabola. Now let's talk about this sort of parabola. When x square is equal to 4ay. So for this sort of parabola, you get what? You get above curve. Why? See, when you put y, positive y, you get x square, positive number. So basically, you might have two values for the same y. So this is x square is equal to 4ay. Whereas if x square minus 4ay, then you get this sort of parabola. Now for this parabola, your vertex is 0, 0. Your focus becomes 0, minus of a. Whereas for this, your focus becomes 0, a. Vertex remains the same, 0, 0. Your directrix is what? Your y is equal to minus of a. Whereas here, in this case, it becomes y is equal to a. For here, it becomes what? X is equal to a directrix. And your focus is minus a, 0. I hope everything is clear so far. If everything is clear to you guys, just give me a thumbs up. Adya, SYM24, IIT aspirant, whosoever is there with me, just give me a thumbs up so that I can understand that you guys are with me. You are not lost anywhere. Perfect. Okay, let's move ahead then. Now let's talk about parametric form. Now parametric form, I really love parametric form. Why? Because it gives me a chance to deal with lesser number of variables. Now any point on parabola represented as at square, 2at. So instead of writing h, k, where h and k gives you what? Two variables. Now you have only one variable t, and you can represent x and y coordinates. Okay, so remember this, any point on parabola is being represented as at square, twice of at. Clear? Okay, move ahead. So this is our first question, the very first question of the day. If the vertex of a parabola is the point minus 3, 0. Now this, okay, now I'll tell you one thing guys. Let's not worry about the standard form. Let's just worry about what is the definition of parabola. You can use that to solve questions. Then gradually I'll make you understand how exactly, how can we use the standard form to find out any shifting and all. Okay. So let's solve this question. If the vertex of a parabola is the point -3, 0 and the directrix is the line x plus 5 is equal to 0, then find the equation. So basically what it says is this is your vertex -3, 0 and this is your x is equal to -5 is your directrix. Clear? Then find the equation of parabola. How would you do that? Okay, very easy. See here, if you remember your standard thing, if you remember it, so your a, so always from vertex your directrix was a behind, right? So when it was 0, 0, it was always x is equal to -a. So now this distance is what? Your a. So now what is your a here? A is basically your 2, correct? So this is a mod a. I'll name it as mod a. So let's move ahead, because from your vertex your focus was also a distance ahead. So let's come here, 2 distance ahead. So at -1, 0 you have got what? You have got your focus. When you got your focus here, so you can use your simple equation, h square plus 1 plus k square root is equal to what? Distance from h comma k. So you have what? H plus 5 upon 1. Clear, guys? Let's square it. H square plus 1 plus twice of h plus k square is equal to h square plus 25 plus 10 of h. This will cancel out. So finally I'm left with what? This is 8h. So right now I'm left with what? Sorry guys, my mistake. I have committed a mistake. I have cut x square your sorry. Yes. H square will cancel out. So now I am left with what? I am left with this. K square is equal to what? 8h plus 24, right? I can take 8 common, so I'll have k square is equal to 8x plus 3. I have converted, I have replaced h by x. Similarly, k can be replaced by y. So finally, what will I have? Y square is equal to 8x plus 3. This is what a parabola's equation. Now we can solve this question directly using our shifting method. We'll use that. Don't worry, just wait for it, guys. That is there, our next topic. So just wait for that. Questions. If M is the foot of the perpendicular from a point P on the parabola, okay? So M is the foot of the perpendicular from a point P on the parabola, y square is equal to 4x. So basically you have this sort of curve, y square is equal to 4x. Now from any point P, if you draw a perpendicular on its directrix, okay, so let's draw its directrix, x is equal to -a. Now this is your perpendicular and this will be, M will be called the foot, and SPM is an equilateral triangle where S is the focus. Okay, S is my focus and this SPM is what? Equilateral triangle. Then we have to find the length of SP. Okay, I give you guys 45 seconds to solve this question, or maybe a minute if you need more. Then tell me the length of SP, knowing the fact it is what? An equilateral triangle. SPM is your equilateral triangle. Come on, guys. I'll set the timer for you guys. Is the answer SP is equal to 4a? I don't know, Adya. I'll be solving in front of you. So I'm not aware of that. What is the answer? but you can certainly share your method. How did you solve this question? Okay, SYM says 2a. Okay, let's solve this question then. Okay, so see here. It is an equilateral triangle. So the very first thing is this and this. All of them are 60 degree. And from P you have drawn the perpendicular. So then it would become what? 30 degree. Clear? Okay. The length between the directrix and this focus is what? 2a. I have to calculate what? SP. Now for luckily for parabola, what is the definition? Definition is your SP, the distance from focus, the distance from this given point is equal to the perpendicular distance from the directrix, right? This is our definition. So SP is equal to my PM. Now let's do one thing. Just imagine if I can calculate the PM's distance. If I'll be able to solve this PM's distance, I can tell you, right? I hope everyone got the method. Okay, just wait for it, guys. Let me just see what Adya says. Adya says PM is the perpendicular to directrix. Very good. Coordinate of the foot of the perpendicular M on the directrix will be minus A 280. Very good. Very good, Adya. And let P is 80 square 280. Good. B any point on the parabola. Fine. Then what? Then what will you do? Okay, so so where were we? So if we can calculate PM, then we can answer it, right? Okay, so let's try to find out this PM. If let's say this PM is x comma, what I can do is, so till here I know this is 2a, so I need to calculate this part, and this part is what? The very same length. So this is equal to, I know this, I need to calculate this SP thing, and this is what, and I can call it a 280. Fine, let's say 280. If I call it a 280, then PM, so PM you have calculated 80 square plus A whole square. Fine, but you are getting the answer in terms of T square. So how would you convert that? Just so can you please explain us how would you remove this T? Okay, where S is the focus. Okay, so then SP. This is my 30 and this is 30. Okay, this is my 2A. Okay, yes, it can be done easily. Okay, see here, guys. So this is 2A and this is 30 degree angle, correct? So if this is 30, this is my perpendicular is given to me 2A. I can calculate easily the side, this SM. So look at this. What will be my SM? SM okay, so this 2A upon SM is what? Sine of 30 degree. I'm using the geometry, so I'm using triangle, let's say SM, and I'll name it, let's say this point as N. So I'm using triangle, in triangle S M and N. Okay, so 2A upon sine 30 is 2A upon SM is equal to sine 30. So my SM will be what? 2A upon sine 30. Sine 30 is what? Half. So 4A. So SM is equal to 4A. Answer. Done. In one line we solve this question. Whereas Adya, the approach you are telling me, see, I got your approach, what you are trying to say, but my only concern is how would you remove this T then? I hope you are getting my point. But there is one more way I can help you out. if you want to just get rid of this t. Okay, so the reason is, okay, the answer is C. I know, luckily, with the fact that yes, this SP is passing from what? It is passing from a comma 0, correct? This is 60-degree angle. So that means this is 60, this is 60, this is 60. So the slope for line SP will be what? Tan of 60 root 3. So you could have found out one line SP. SP's equation will be what? X minus a root 3 is equal to y minus 0. So this is your line's equation. You can use this line's equation to find out P's coordinate, and you can find out the intersection point. So there is one more method by which you can solve, guys. SYM24 and Adya, I hope you got the answer, but by a second method also. You can find out the equation of SP very easily. Then you can find out the coordinate using the Parabola's equation and this SP's equation. You can easily find out the intersection point P. Then you can calculate SP. If you have got the approach SYM24 and Adya, then let's move ahead. Okay, Adya, so I'll help you out with this. So the kind of equation you have given me, so that equation would give you the value of t. It would tell you that these are the points. So these are the points where you would see this this SPM would make an equilateral triangle. So these will be the points. So you will be able to find out the points. Then using those points, then you will have to calculate SP. So this will become two-step process. First finding out the intersection point, then calculating the distance using your distance formula. Whereas I have solved the question in single step using the geometry. So I hope everyone wants to save time, save the calculations. Correct? Absolutely right. What you have done, Adya, it's correct. There is no one can say that you have done question wrongly. You have done it correctly. It's just you have taken more time. Okay, SYM, Adya, I hope you're cool. Let's move ahead. Next question is, let there be two parabolas, y square is equal to 4ax and y square is equal to minus 4bx. So okay, two parabolas. If I want to draw them, so how would I draw them? So let's say one parabola is like this. A comma 0. My bad. Okay. Now the other parabola will be, let's say, like this. I'm just assuming that, let's say, this B is more than A. Let's say this is my minus B comma 0. This is A comma 0. Clear? Clear, guys? Okay. Now what it says, so this is our first line. Then find the locus of the middle points of the intercepts between the parabolas. Okay. So now what it says, that we have to find the locus of the middle points of the intercepts. Middle point of the intercepts. Okay. Between the parabolas made on the lines parallel to the common axis. Okay. So this is the common axis. If we draw parallel lines like this, so these lines midpoint, we have to find the locus of these lines midpoints. So for that, what we'll do, whatever's locus needs to be find out, we say the coordinate for that is h comma k. Okay. So till here I have written down the given information here. Now I give you guys a minute to solve and give me the answer. Okay, so let's start. I have given you 45 seconds. Okay, I'll give you guys 1 minute. Let's solve. Come on Adya, come on SYM24. If you have any doubt, free to ask. Someone has joined us. Welcome to our class. We are solving this question, so I have given this question to be solved, and we'll be waiting for a minute. So if at all you can also attempt this question, so go ahead. Okay, so I would say time's up. A minute is over. Okay, so let's solve this question. So as we were doing that, first we write down the first we write down the point as h comma k. Now let's see the constraint. What is the constraint here? The constraint is that these parabolas are touching, and this line is what? This point is the middle point of these points, one and these points, correct? So let's say we can write down, we can write these points as xy, x1, y1, x2, y2, but again, instead of introducing 4 unknowns, x1, y1 and x2, y2, we can introduce only 2 variables. How? We can introduce parametric terms. So when I use parametric form, so let's say a t1 square comma 2a t1. Similarly, this can be written as a t2 square comma twice of a t2. Clear? So now look at this. It is being said to me that these lines are parallel to the common axis. When these are parallel to the common axis, that means what? Twice of a t1 is equal to what? Twice of a t2. Your y coordinates will be the same, correct? So sorry, my bad, this is my mistake. It will be what? A minus of, wait a minute, it will be twice of bt, bt2, and this will be minus of minus of bt2 square. Sorry, I forgot to write it correctly. My bad. I'm sorry guys. This is for minus 4bx curve. Okay, I hope we are cool. Okay, so I'll just rewrite this. I'll erase it first. Okay, this becomes what? Twice of at1, and this becomes twice of bt2. So 2 will cancel out. So finally what will I have? I'll have t1 by t2 is what? b by a. Till here, are we clear? Okay, so Adya says the answer is what? Y square is equal to 8x ab upon b minus a. We'll check, Adya. Thanks for the answer. But meanwhile, you can just write down your process. We would love to see that. You can just write down the process. That's it, nothing else. So this is your t1 by t2 is equal to b by a, correct? Now, what is my h? My h will be what? It is a t1 square plus minus of b t2 square by 2. Clear? So twice of h is equal to what? I can replace, let's say, t1 by t2. So this becomes what? A t1 can be written as b by a t2 whole square, correct? Minus b t2 square. So twice of h is equal to what? T2 square. A will cancel out, so finally I'll be left with b square upon a minus b. Correct? So I can rewrite it as ab, so b square minus ab upon a. So till here, are we clear? So my twice of ah upon b square minus ab will be equal to t2 square. Similarly, my k will be what? K will be twice of a t1 plus twice of b t2 upon 2. So now my k will be what? I can directly replace, or I know that twice of a t1 is equal to what? Twice of b t2. So I can write this twice of a t1 in terms of t2. So it will be what? So I'll have 4 times b t2. So I can write it as 2b t2. Correct? So my t2 will be what? K upon 2b. Now as I know, if you remember, in parabola, in locus, the third step was what? We try to replace, we try to eliminate the variables. Now here t1, t2s are variables, because as t1, t2 keeps changing their values, we see the point becomes different. True. So let's try to eliminate this t2. What I can do is I can directly put t2 ka value here in this equation. So it becomes what? Twice of a h b square minus ab will be equal to k square by 4 times b square. So finally my equation here would be what? K square is equal to 8 ab square into x instead of x I'll write, let's say, h for a while. 8ab square h upon b square minus ab. Okay, let's solve it further. So I get what? Y square is equal to 8ab square upon b square minus ab into x. So 8ab upon b minus a. So I can take b common, so b will cancel out. So b will cancel out. So I'll have what? 8ab upon b minus a. Yes, Adya, your answer is also the same what I got. Absolutely right. So y square is equal to what? 8abx upon b minus a. Correct. Very good, Adya. Very good. So shall we move to our next question? Okay. Okay, so there is a concept. Okay, now tell me guys, position of a point with respect to parabola. It's the same thing what we studied for circle, what we studied for straight line. Okay, how would we determine that? It's easy. See, let's say if this is my parabola's equation, what is that? Y square is equal to what? 4ax. Let's say standard equation. Now I want to check whether this point x1 comma y1, whether this point lies inside the parabola or outside the parabola. It's easy. What will I do is I'll just add the same x1. At the same x1, I'll calculate the value of the parabola. So whatever value I'll get, let's say I get this value, y square is equal to 4ax1. Now if this y is what? If this y, I'm taking the positive value only. Right now I'm just checking it for positive. Okay, remember this. If this y 4ax1, if it turns out to be lesser than y1, then what does that mean? That means my point is above. See, I'm getting this value. My y1 turns out to be more than this y value. That clearly means that this is beyond. True. Similarly, if I am talking about, let's say, if this 4ax1, this turns out to be, I'm talking about only positive thing right now. Remember this. If this is more than the y1, then I would say the point is inside. Clear? If we talk for, let's say, negative thing, so minus of 4ax1, if this is more than minus of y1, see, minus of y1 is, let's say, here. If this is here, I'm talking about the negative one. If, let's say, this is more than y1, I'm not talking about minus, I'm talking about only this y1. So root of 4ax1 is what? Lesser than minus of y1. So this is also one condition. Similarly, for negative also, this is for outside, this is for inside. And when I take negative this one and minus 4ax1, if this turns out to be lesser than y1, then this will be what? Inside. Clear, guys? I hope this is clear. Okay. If this is clear with everyone, let's move ahead then. I need a thumbs up because this is something which generally people find difficult to understand. If this is clear with everyone, then can we move ahead? Okay, let's move ahead. Shifting of the vertex. Yes, this I was talking about. So now just imagine I am keeping, so case number 1, I am shifting my parabola to the parabola's vertex, actually parabola's vertex to h comma k, and I'm keeping the same axis, so like this. So now tell me one thing, if you have studied functions with me, so you must be remembering, now something is shifting towards right, then what happens? So now if this sort of thing happens, then the parabola's equation would become like this: y minus k is equal to 4, so y minus k whole square is equal to 4ax minus h. Okay, I hope this is clear with you guys. Initially this was the original parabola, y square is equal to 4ax. When we shift towards right, okay, so we just subtract with the y and x coordinates. Clear? So this is the shifting. This you need to understand it. Okay. Similarly, your focus was at a comma 0. Now focus will be where? It will be at a plus h comma 0. And if we talk about the directrix, now directrix will be a distance behind the vertex. So what you can do is, this will be at x is equal to h minus a. Clear? I hope these things are clear with you guys. Vertex concept. Clear? Okay, let's move ahead then. Oh, we have got a question. So prove that the locus of center of circle which touches given circle externally and given line is parabola. What you need to prove is, you have to prove the locus of center of circle which touches given circle. Okay, it says given circle. So whenever someone says given circle, so we always try to take the simplest form. Simplest form, I mean to say circle which is having center at origin and having any radius. Let's say C is the radius. C is the radius. So let's say this is the equation of your circle. So given circle and given line. Okay, given line, let's say given line, you can take this sort of line. So this becomes, let's say x is equal to b. So this is your line. So now what it says, the question is, we have a circle and the constraint is what? The constraint is it always touches the given circle as well as the given line. Clear? And we have to find the locus of its center. So whosoever locus needs to be found out, what do? We give h comma k coordinate to that point, right? Okay. So till here I have just made you understand the question, what is being asked. Now, could you please try solving this question? Tell me a process. How would you solve that question? How would you use the mathematical constraint? As in, what I mean to say is, how would you use the constraint mathematically? How would you write that? SYM24 Adya, any suggestion? Okay, so see here. The constraint is what? So basically it says it touches given circle externally and given line, right? So when this circle is touching the line, that means the perpendicular distance will be what? The radius. Correct. And when it is touching this circle, the distance between the center will be what? This radius c and this variable circle, the variable circle's radius, correct? So c plus variable circle's radius, which is your what? H square, which we will calculate. So to calculate this, what we'll do is, we'll calculate the perpendicular distance of this point, this center, from the given line. So mod of, so I'll h minus b upon root of 1. This distance, this is your radius plus constant, will be equal to what? C plus, your c is the radius of this, and this will be equal to, let's say, a big constant, because this is going to be constant always. True. This is your constraint. Let's use that now. When I use that, this is my distance. Now this is constant. When I say this is constant, this constant will be what? From center this will be what? H square plus k square, correct? The distance from the origin, because this is the distance between two centers. True. So now when I square it, what do I get? When I square it on both the sides, I get c square plus h square plus b square minus twice of hb plus twice of c h minus b. I can keep it as mod as well. The reason is very simple. I can open it for positive and negative, and I'll show you what happens. Okay, h square plus k square. So h square will cancel out. So finally, see, when I take, let's say, when I open mod as positive sign, okay, so I get c square plus b square minus 2hb plus 2ch minus 2bc is equal to k square. My k square becomes what? 2h common, so it becomes what? C minus b. Then we have constant terms like this, c minus b whole square, because it is what? Minus of 2bc. Okay, so now from here you can clearly see that this is what? This is parabola's equation. If you want to see the shifting, you can see k square minus c minus b whole square is equal to what? Twice of h c minus b. This is parabola. Similarly, you can take it for negative also. Center equidistance from touching point of circle. Center is equidistance from touching point of the circle and is equal to touching point on line. But tell me one thing, guy. Tell me SYM24. What you have written, I understood. But when you will be calculating the distance from the touching point, will you be able to calculate the touching point? As in, the coordinate of those touching point? Tell me this thing. I guess no, because this circle is a variable circle. It is changing its placement. So you can't give me any coordinate for this point. Can you give me? I hope you must have understood what I said. I said when you said center is equidistant from the touching point on the circle. So on the circle, whatever the touching point you are talking about, are you aware of its coordinate? No. Whereas what I have done is I have just written down this distance between the center, which is this. This is equal to what? The radius of this first circle, given circle, plus this my radius. Now this radius is being calculated by the center's distance from the perpendicular line, which I have put here. Got it? SYM 24. So this is when I took mod as positive. You can take mod as negative also. When you take negative, you'll get the same answer only. It is just you'll have this minus of twice of 2h, because see, you'll get from here minus of 2ch. Clear? I hope I made the point very clear with you guys. And here we'll have c plus b whole square. C plus b whole square. This will be the difference. Okay? We are cool? Adya, SYM. Let's move ahead. Okay. Find the points on the parabola whose focal length is 6. We have to find the points on the parabola whose focal length is 6. So I'll try to make you understand the question, what it says. It says, let's say we have been given a parabola. Now, whenever we'll draw this parabola, we'll find out its focus as well. Once we find out the focus, from focus, we have to find the points for which the focal distance is what? 6. Clear? So this is the question. So your time starts now. I give you guys almost half a minute for this question, because since this is a new topic and you might take time to understand this. So 1.5 minutes for you guys. Solve this question. Any doubt, if you need any hint, you can ask me. You're free to ask. Okay. So I guess then I'll start solving this question. I guess no one is having any doubt, and no answers I have seen so far. Okay. So see, first I'll draw this parabola. So it is what? Y square minus 2y. First I'll try to convert this into a standard form. What I mean to say is something like y square and 4x. So for that, what I need to do is I need to make it a perfect square. So how can I make it a perfect square? If I add 1 here and I'll add 1 here also. So this becomes what? Y minus 1 whole square is equal to 4 common. Then I'll have x plus 1 by 4. So now I can clearly say, looking at this, my vertex is where? Y at 1, okay, 1, and x is minus half. So here, so somewhere here. So this is my vertex, and my axis will be like this, and this is my parabola, and I can clearly see that A is what here. When I compare 4A, I can clearly see that A is what? 1. So from here, minus 1 by 4, if I move ahead, so at 3 by 4 comma 1, and this will be my focus, and if I go 1 behind, so minus 5 by 4, So x is equal to minus 5 by 4 will be my directrix. Okay. So Adya says 19 by 4 comma 1 plus root 20. Okay Adya, we'll just check your answer. Give us a few minutes. So 3 by 4 comma 1. Okay, fine. Now the question says whose focal length is 6? Okay, so someone wants to know the focal length. Okay, points. Okay, so let's say this is focal length is given to us 6. So that means if focal length is 6, the points distance from the directrix will be what? That will be 6 also. Correct? So let's write it down. So 6 will be equal to what? My directrix length. Okay, so this 6 will be equal to, now I am not aware of, let's say, this point's coordinate. So till here I know, let's say, till here it is clear that it is what? 5 by 4 till origin, and from origin I am not aware of the coordinate, right? So till here it is x, and from here to here it is 5 by 4. I hope this is clear with everyone. See, from directrix till this point, what will be the distance if I want to measure? If assume that the coordinate for this point is, let's say, x comma y, I'm assuming it. If it is x comma y, so this will be what? 5 by 4 for the negative x-axis portion, then positive x portion. So if I solve it, what do I get? 6 minus 5, okay, so 24, okay, 19 by 4 is equal to x. So x coordinate turns out to be what? 19 by 4. Clear? When I know the x coordinate, I can just directly punch the value here. So y square is minus 2y is equal to what? 19 is equal to 0. So when I try solving it, what do I get? Y is equal to my 2 plus minus b square 4 plus 4ac. So this is what? 76 upon 2a. So 2 will cancel out. So I'll have 1 plus minus root of. This is 80. I can take 4 common. So I'll have root of 4. 2. It will become 1. 1 into root 20. So I'll have these 2 points. Plus minus 1 into root 20. Okay. So 1 point will be what? 19 by 4. 1 plus root 20. Another point will be here down. Somewhere here in the 4th quadrant. 19 by 4 comma 1 minus root 20. That's it. So Adya, yes, you have got both the answers correct. Yes, 1 plus minus root 20. Correct. Absolutely right. I hope everyone got this question. SYM 24 also. SYM 24, if you have any doubt, you are free to ask. Well done, Adya. Okay, so we have one more question. Okay, if AB is the midpoint of a chord, if AB is what? Is the midpoint of the chord passing through the vertex of the parabola this. Okay, so this is my parabola and I can clearly see this parabola has vertex here, y is equal to 0, and at x here at minus 1 comma 0. This is my vertex. Clear? Using this. So what does this question says? If AB is the midpoint, AB is your midpoint of a chord passing through the vertex of the parabola. Okay, so that means we have some sort of chord like this passing from the vertex and meeting the other point of the parabola. Clear? Y square is equal to 4x plus 1. Then we have to prove that twice of a plus 1 is equal to b square. We have to prove this. And AB is the midpoint. AB is the midpoint. Okay. So how would you solve this, guys? It's a very easy question. Very easy question. So can you please tell me the process, SYM 24 and Adya? How would you solve this question? Adya, SYM, how would you solve this question? Adya, SYM. Okay. So since there is no revert from Adya and SYM24, okay, so I'll explain. It's very easy. See what it says. It's a chord, and AB is what? Midpoint. So if it is a midpoint, then using my which formula? Using my your ratio formula, I can tell you the coordinate for this point, right? So see here. So let's say if this coordinates are h comma k. If the coordinates are h comma k, so I can write -1 plus h by 2 is what? A. So I can clearly say that my h would be what? Twice of a plus 1. Similarly, yes, this SYM24, we can take parametric form also. There is no harm in that. But the constraint I'm talking about, that's a different thing. The constraint is what? What I'll be doing is I'll be finding out the h coordinate and k's coordinate in terms of a and b, and since this point, since it's a chord, so h comma k is lying on the parabola, so I'll directly satisfy that, and then I'll get this condition. So my k will, so my using my intersection of this, my formula, ratio formula, so I can clearly say that 0 plus k by 2 will be equal to what? B. So my k will be equal to what? Twice of b. Now I know that h comma k lies on the parabola, correct? When it lies on the parabola, so it should satisfy this parabola's equation. So let's do that. So k square. So I have twice of b whole square plus 4 times x is what? Twice of a plus 1 plus 1. Let's solve it further. So I have 4 times b square is equal to 4 times twice of a plus 2. So 4 will cancel out. So I can write b square as twice of a plus 1. Yes, it's the same. What is being asked to be proven. So SYM24 जो आप कह रहे हो ना पैरामेट्रिक फॉर्म से भी आंसर आएगा, क्यों नहीं आएगा? आप इसको अगर लिखेंगे AT स्क्वायर कॉमा 2AT, तब आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? -1 प्लस AT स्क्वायर बाय 2 इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? A. तो आपके पास क्या है यहाँ से? AT स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू व्हाट? ट्वाइस ऑफ A प्लस 1. तो आप यहाँ पर छोड़ेंगे इसे, फिर बाद में आपको सेटिस्फाई कराना पड़ेगा, या फिर आप क्या कर सकते हैं? t की वैल्यू निकाल लेंगे यहाँ से. तो t क्या है? टी स्क्वायर क्या है? टी स्क्वायर आ गया 2a प्लस 1 बाय a. ठीक है, ऐसे ही यहां से क्या निकालोगे आप? 2at by 2 is equal to what? b. So 2 will cancel out, so I'll have what? t is equal to b by a. So t को एलिमिनेट करने के लिए क्या करोगे आप? t स्क्वायर वहां पुट कर दोगे, तो क्या है? b स्क्वायर बाय a स्क्वायर is equal to 2a plus 1 upon a. A will cancel out, so I'll have only b square. Wait, a will cancel out. Wait a minute. 0 plus 2at. 0 plus 2at upon 2 will be equal to what? B. 2 will cancel out, so t will be what? B by a. Perfect. Similarly here, what do I get? Yes, so t square, so b square by a square. Yes, a of parabola is given to us. No, SYM24, you are getting confused. A of parabola is 1. It is no. They have defined a as a different number altogether. See, look at this. A comma b. They have given the point. It's a different thing. This is not the very same a. No, don't get confused with this. Look at this. Oh, sorry. SYM 24. I got confused with that. Sorry. Thank you. Thanks a lot for correcting me. Thanks a lot. This A, and this A. Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for correcting me. SYM 24. So this is what, -1 t square by 2, and this is your A. So we get 2A plus 1. This is my t square. So t square is equal to 2A plus 1. Clear? Similarly, this is 2t by 2. So I'll have t as b. Now I can just square it and I'll get the answer. So when I square it, so b square is equal to 2a plus oh no. SYM 24 actually we did commit a mistake. The mistake is see, you can't take parametric form like this, at square comma 2at. This is not the standard formula. This is 4x plus 1. You can't take this. Sorry, that's the mistake. You can't take this parametric form. What you have written as t square, what I mean to say is you can't take as a t square 2t. You can't take that because this is not the standard formula. Y square is equal to 4x. You can't take that. I hope you got that. Yes, because of that only this 2 is not coming. So if you want to write down the parametric form for this, the parametric form would be what? If we want to know, that parametric form would be at square minus 1. I guess it should be minus 1. Okay, so t square minus 1 is equal to 2t. Okay, the parametric form for this would be t square minus 1 comma 2t. I think because t square only put t square minus 1 minus 1 will cancel out. Okay, so I have 4t square and this is 4t. Yes, the parametric form would be t square minus 1. So when we use t square minus 1, we'll have, let's check. Let's check for t square minus 1. So minus 1, when I have plus t square minus 1 upon 2 is equal to a. So I'll have t square minus 2 is equal to what? 2a. So t square will be what? 2a plus 2. I just use my shifting knowledge, that's it, nothing else. And when I use this ratio formula for my y-axis, so 0 plus 2t upon 2 is equal to b. So my t becomes b. Now I can eliminate the variables t. So when I eliminate that, what do I get? B square is equal to 2 common a plus 1. I hope this is clear with you guys. So thanks a lot SYM 24. We could explore one more method and we could correct ourselves with this parametric form. We did learn one way to generate parametric form if we are not getting standard. If we are not getting standard form. If the standard form is not there, then how can we get the equation of parameters? Thanks a lot for helping us out, SYN. Okay, so that's it. That's it for today, guys, and I hope you liked today's lecture. So if you have liked it, so I suggest do like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe the channel, and you can hit the bell icon button so that whenever I come next time you'll get notified. And apart from that, I am conducting a fun day series on Unacademy platform. This special classes every day, be it Sunday or Monday. I'll be teaching you guys there every day at 11 a.m. So you guys can come and attend the lectures. So now tomorrow I have a session, counseling session. People those who have set for the examination, JEE examination this year 2020. So which college do they need to choose, or maybe which branch? So my session can help them out to choose the right branch or right college. Okay, so you can just ask them to come and attend the special live class tomorrow. I'm conducting 2 live classes tomorrow. One is at 1 p.m. another one is at 4 p.m. So if you know any of your seniors, any of your friends, you can just ask them to come and get some information about the colleges and branches. Okay, thank you guys, thanks a lot. नहीं, आज रात को 9 बजे क्लास नहीं है SYM. Okay, thank you guys. And those who are going to subscribe Plus or Iconic subscription, they can use my code NK001. You'll get 10% off. Okay guys, good night.